Welcome to your weekend focus, December the 26th and the 27th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. So we have the 26 energy. The 26 energy, we get messages. We get good news in or messages in. Pay attention to your dreams, waking and sleeping. Pay attention to things that pop into your head, those little epiphanies, those aha moments. Things that stand out in conversations. Maybe somebody's phoning you or getting a hold of you directly to tell you something. They'll put the smile on your face and a cause for celebration. If you have the numerology of the Saturday together, it is a 15, so that is the devil energy. That is looking at where we have bondage in our life, where we want freedom in our life, and what is holding us back. What are the anchors tied to our ankles, not allowing us to go forward in the way we want? What is holding us back? Is it a fear, an anxiety, a person, people, an environment, a perception, a sense of perception? And what is needed in order for you to go forward? To bring out your strength, to bring out your confidence, knowing that you can and you will. The 27 it becomes a 9, but it's more about birth and rebirthing than it is when it comes as a 27. So the 9 is completing, releasing, letting go in many situations, and wanting to step into the new adventure and preparing ourselves for that new adventure. So maybe we need to learn something. So we could meet a mentor. We could go in search of a mentor. We could go in search of the information. We could sign up for something or pay tuition for something to increase our knowledge or understanding of something that we already love, already have a passion for. And the numerology of the day would be a 16. 16 in numerology is about awakenings. In the tarot deck, it is the Tower card. So how does this awakening come? I guess is our decision. We do have free will. So we can either act on things that we know need acting upon, or we can, pretend they're not there, sweep under the carpet, so to speak, put them on the back burner, and sometimes it needs to be dealt with, and so it's in our face when we don't want it in our face. So be very proactive under the 16 energy to work towards completion, letting go, moving away from energy in order to step into a clutter-free path. We have the sun in Capricorn. We have the moon, I believe, in Taurus. For most of Saturday. It's not till the evening that it'll move into Gemini, and then of course we have the rest of the weekend in Gemini. So curiosity, communication, but this weekend, because of the numerology especially, I would think this is where we get these flashes of insight. Now it could be on just who we are, our behaviors, our habits. And maybe our behaviors and habits keep us in these comfort zones, whatever they might be, because we have this beautiful time of birthing, like the 27 energy is really about birth or giving birth to a new business idea, a new relationship, a new way of thinking, doing, becoming. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say, shall we? My goodness, I've got 15 thumbs here right now. Okay, there we go. The Hierophant shows up. The Hierophant is about your sage wisdom that you already, it's about the knowledge that you have that you don't even realize that you have. It's just there for you because of something that you've already gone through. Something you ever hear a song come on from 20 years ago, and all of a sudden you know all the lyrics, and you can't believe that you remembered it, but you do. So it's trusting in yourself that you already know the way forward. Trusting in yourself that you know the right steps to take. This is about prayer, meditation. This is about creating a balance in your life, but it's through knowing that you've got this. It's seeing the balance because you bring yourself into balance in some way. And this could definitely be through prayer, meditation, deep breathing. Just taking those few minutes to ground yourself. Pardon me. A little frog in my throat. I have to have a drink. That's all there is to it. Sorry. My rainbow cup. So it's about taking an educated risk on yourself, of not taking yourself for granted, I think, in some ways. That if you can do it, then everybody has to be able to do it. And that is so untrue. We are so unique. I know we're taught from when we're little, like, what makes you so different from everybody else? Well, plenty. If we want to be honest, plenty. Plenty makes you different from everybody else. What a silly thing that we took for a truth. Of course we're unique. The Ace of Pentacles appears. I love the Ace of Pentacles because it is like that 27 or that 26 energy where you get that message, that aha moment, that awakening, that you are going on the right path, that you are stepping into the right path. Sometimes we say, well, I need this in order to go forward, and that thing shows up somehow, some way. To say, okay, then let's get moving. You ever have those things where you needed something and it showed up, and then you didn't utilize that thing that showed up to actually move you forward? Then all of a sudden a different fear, anxiety, reason came into play. That, well, now I can't go forward because of this, because they called your bluff, so to speak. Because I can count a few on my hand where I said, oh, please. I remember one time, oh my goodness, the snow. Oh my goodness, we had the snowstorm of snowstorms. And it was Christmas Eve. And I was coming home from work, and as I got closer to home, that's when, like, it was bad where I was, but I couldn't believe it when, by the time I got home, and there were literally transports and cars pulled off on the side of the road and left, because it was that treacherous, and it was Christmas Eve. And so I slowly but surely, at maybe a kilometer an hour, got to, and my driveway was just, there was no driveway. It was like a 4-foot wall where my driveway had been. And I live on a road where there is no parking on the side. Like, you can't. If you park on the side of the road, then you know you're coming out to no car the next day, because somebody's going to hit it and send it into oblivion. So I got into position and I put it in reverse and I floored it, and my car just kind of went whoomp right into the snowbank as much as it could. A little bit of the hood was kind of sticking out. I was able to get out, but I still remember that because the kids came running out of the house like, Mom, you made it, you made it. And of course I said, I remember my what I said just automatically was, wild horses would be able to keep me away from you guys on Christmas Eve of all days. But then the next morning, oh, we were supposed to go out very early for something and then a little later for something, and I was the ride, and so my mom was hoping that I could get out because she has a driveway that's worse than mine, and her car was way back in there. And so one of the saints that I pray to, that I ask for help all the time, is Saint Anthony, and Saint Anthony is the saint of lost items. And so quite often, so there I am with my shovel trying to get us out. And it was already past the time when we could potentially, leave easily. But I didn't want to go to this person's house for Christmas because of a whole bunch of things. Not that I disliked them, just because of the energy of the place. And one shovel at a time, one shovel at a time, one shovel at a time, and I finally said, St. Anthony, please find me a shovel big enough for this snowdrift that my car is, and I've got to get my car out, and then I'll take Mom to, that relative that I really didn't want to, and you know what, a big I can't remember the name of them now, but the machine with the big buckets in front came slowly up the road, stopped, dug my car off, and went on its way. I kid you not. And then, of course, I used well, now I need to shower and change, and by that time it'll be too late, and we didn't go anyways. But it's one of the times I didn't keep my word, and I'm sure we all have them. So I told mine because, maybe now you can say yours aloud, and said, yeah, maybe I dropped the ball there. And this is a time when we're going to receive the ball and do not drop it. So that was a long way around. I apologize. Sometimes I get into these story time with Tilly's. But this is when you may receive that something. So pay attention and then push yourself into doing what you said you would, because it'll matter down the road. Now, I don't know how that changed in my life in any way, any form, but I'm sure it mattered. I'm sure maybe there was a ripple effect of something by not going that day. But I'll never know what that ripple was because we didn't experience it. So look at this. The Knight of Wands comes back. This is giving up thanks to where you are at this moment and asking for protection going forward. So take some time this weekend to pray, to meditate, to ask for guidance forward, a straight path forward. Give thanks for that you're here at this moment in time, that you've made it to this point, that you do have things in your life that you are grateful for. The Ace of Cups, 2 aces. So this really is about birth and rebirth and giving birth to an idea, a conception of some sort. Ace of Cups, this is taking your passion, your dream. This is giving it that big embrace, saying, this is where I'm going. This is the opportunity of happiness and joy and love that I want to step into. So, this is our intuition working for us. This is our dreams telling us how to move forward. These are, the cup holds your dreams, your desires, your wants. And this is the ace. Now remember, whenever an ace shows up in a reading, it doesn't necessarily mean that this new path is you're living it. More so if the ace is at the very beginning of the reading, the very first card, I would say that. Otherwise, it's something that is to come. So even if there are new experiences happening in your life, don't say, oh yeah, I'm experiencing that now, Tilly, because there's something even more coming to make it greater and better if that's the case. But if you're sitting there and you're going, nothing's happening, don't worry about it, because it will be happening, because these aces are what is going to happen going forward in your life. How you are preparing your thoughts, your plan, your ideals to match what you want to step into. About giving it the energy, the focus, the attention to give birth to a business concept, a new relationship, stepping into a new environment, a new job, a new community, a new group of people, a new way of doing, being, becoming. We do have the 6, right? If we do the 15 energy of the Saturday, 1 plus 5 is 6. And that can very often be health and well-being and a representation of wanting to be stronger physically, mentally, spiritually, in body, in spirit, and mind. And then we have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is saying, yes, opportunities are opening up more and more all the time. Pay attention. And not even paying attention, although we've got our sights on where those wands will end up and when we want to retrieve and can retrieve. But more so than that, allowing yourselves, and under the Gemini, especially the Gemini energy of the weekend, which will have the majority of the weekend, we are open to the expansion of learning new things, of stepping into new things, of changing it up in some way, in some form. And once again, we have the bird there telling us that it could come in the form of a dream or a aha moment or an epiphany. Let's get a mantra here. Now, my kids for Christmas got me decks, so I can't wait. There's one deck I can use. Maybe the other one I'll use on Patreon in some way. It's a mediumship training deck, so it gives you all kinds of different things to do, hopefully, and projects and exercises. So, and the other one is oracles that they got me, oracle cards, the star seeds. So we'll see. They got me. Oh my gosh, you should see all this stuff I got, all mystical. A travel box for my tarot cards, so that they're nice and safe, and it's nice and hard and solid. And my kids spoiled me. So this is the first time in 30 years that I haven't woken up Christmas morning to my kids either being there first thing or, or waking up with them, or them waking me up in the morning when they were little. But, so that was a very hard thing for me to accept, that my kids were not going to be sitting in my living room. But so we had a Zoom meeting, and it was wonderful. It really was. Had a Zoom meeting with my mom. She was just on top of her game today. I sent her handkerchiefs. I got a whole story about that, but I won't go into it today. Cloth handkerchiefs, which she just loved. And she goes, they were just so beautiful. She went on and on about that. And I got her a little stuffed dog. And she had that the whole time in her lap and holding it and showing it to us. And, of course, Milo's jumping in. And with my kids, their animals were popping in. So she kept saying, mine doesn't make any noise. She says, I don't like it when they yip, yip, yip all through the house. So she thought her dog was the best mannered out of all of ours. So she's doing great. She just looked great. She was at the hairdresser's yesterday, I guess, so, or on the 24th, so, and she gave us a lot of laughter and a lot of fond memories that we can carry in our hearts forever, and hopefully next year I'll actually be able to break into the bubble. There won't be a thing called bubbles anymore, and we can just go and give the people we love hugs. We have friendship, nurture your relationships. So this is definitely, don't forget about the people in your lives and grow those relationships, nurture those relationships. If somebody pops into your mind that you haven't talked to in a while, that would be a definite wake-up call that you just need to get a hold of them. And maybe it's just to raise your energy and laughter. Maybe it's just that, that part of your heart that is missing them heals a little bit. Brings you in a happiness, a joy. You can never tell a friend often enough how much they mean to you and are special in your life. So don't forget to do that. Those people that we tend to take advantage of. Family, friends. And grow those friendships. Look towards what can we do together as to grow our friendship together. Maybe it's going into business together. Maybe it is taking a trip together when everybody can take a trip. But growing that friendship in some way. And so often we can grow that friendship just by merely being a friend within that friendship. Our mantra for this weekend would be, I love and appreciate my friends. I love and appreciate my friends. So we have this beautiful energy surrounding us to give us the tools we need to awaken to the tools we need, or awaken to the thought of being able to step into something new, something different, a new path, a new way of being, becoming. new relationships. Design your space. The squirrel is back again. So a lot of who we are on the inside, we need to be more conscientious of how our outside matches or does not match. Because everything is energy. Everything is energy. Now, the great scientists tell me that my computer screen is fluid. The chair I'm sitting on is fluid. That there's a million molecules moving together at such a rapid clip that it does seem solid to me, but is not, in fact, a solid thing. So I don't really get that, because when I sit on my chair, it feels pretty solid to me. And yet, I'm not going to dispute it, because if I sat there, they'd be able to explain it to me, and most of it would go over my head. I would understand some of it, and I try and explain it to you, and it wouldn't sound like anything even feasible. So, but know that everything is energy. So a lot of times we kind of get a blind eye to the clutter that could be in our lives. Maybe it's the bills that kind of stack up, or the paperwork that we don't really throw in the garbage as fast, or file in the file folder as fast as we should. So it's being conscious of how we can change, design our space to match the beauty that we know is within us, the harmony that we want to feel. So create the, maybe it's an office cubicle, maybe it is a certain room in your house. Maybe if it's, you want to do outside entertaining, or just sitting outside, maybe it's doing something in the outside to make this beautiful sanctuary for yourself to sit within. And pay attention to the colors. Squirrel will also tell us to pay attention to the colors. What colors are we using? Why are we using those colors? You reds. You wear reds for your passion, but also red can be anger. So we have to make sure that we're not using too much red in what we're doing. And maybe if we're using a red, then we're going to use a brown with it, or something to give it that earthy, grounded energy as well. That they complement each other in some way. So colors do. And we think of certain colors when we think of certain things, don't we? Green for money. Well, green is also a love. Blue, your voice. Okay, you want a stronger voice. Start surrounding yourself with a little bit more blue and raising that energy around you to have that voice. And work with your throat chakra, perhaps. Rearrange, renovate, action, and clean. You may have to break something up to make way for something new. Squirrel wants you to get going on that home improvement project, the one you've been putting off. If it isn't a remodel, it could simply be that you need to work at rearranging your home, possibly your office, in a manner that is less chaotic and cluttered and more aligned with peace, balance, and harmony. Squirrel is adding a red Christmas ornament to adorn her home. The color red is often used to express passion and love. Sometimes it's anger, jealousy. Make certain that the colors you use within your area bring in that positive energy that you want to utilize, and that you don't accidentally add something that would invoke negativity. By properly personalizing your space, you bring a warmth of higher energy to your area. So it's about bringing a warmth of higher energy, a consistent higher energy that you won't even notice after a while, but it'll still be there working for your benefit. And maybe we painted a room a certain color and it gave us a benefit for so long, and it's time to repaint now to match who we are now and where we want to go forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.